Guys, this is Mr. Josh CJ, and this is your Formula 1 Austrian Grand Prix review. Right, what an epic race that was. 9 DNFs, a couple mechanical failures, and suspension failures. Wow, that race had absolutely everything. So, Bottas was on pole, Lewis Hamilton was second, but because he didn't slow down under yellow flags, he had to take a 3 grid place penalty. So the revised order was Bottas, Verstappen, Albon, Lando Norris, and Lewis Hamilton. Yep, fifth. And then at the start of the race, Bottas got off the line well. Max Verstappen was under pressure from Lando Norris, but kept him at bay. Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari got off to a decent start, but Ferrari's pace in the moment is just awful. And the Haas Alfa Romeo isn't much better either. It seems Ferrari have made a big mistake somewhere with their engine, because last year they were under lots of criticism for using controversial things in their engine. So this year, I reckon Ferrari been found out, not allowed to use the controversial engine upgrades, and that's how they've gone wrong. By Budapest, they should be much better, hopefully, but at the moment, Ferrari are shambles. Lap 12, Max Verstappen, Red Bull was all of a sudden coming to a halt, looked like an electronic problem, got the engine restarted with a rolling start, because with the V8s and V10s you wouldn't have been able to do that, so with the hybrid power he's able to get the car restarted, trying to do Control, Alt and Delete, but nothing was working for him, so he came into the pit lane, changed the steering wheel, Red Bull restarted the car, Max Verstappen moved away from his pit box, and then the engine just was not having a bar in it, so he was out of the race. Massively disappointing for Max Verstappen, the winner of Austria the last 2 years. Bitterly disappointing for him. And also bad start to the season for Red Bull. Both cars failed to finish the race. Alex Albon made contact with Lewis Hamilton, so he was out of the race, and Hamilton was given a 5-second time penalty. Now, the one he got in qualifying was justified, well deserved, but this one, to me, with Albon, was just a racing incident. I thought is very harsh, as David Coulthard said on Channel 4's coverage. Very harsh penalty for Lewis Hamilton. So, Hamilton penalised 5 seconds, ended up finishing the race 4th. And that meant Lando Norris in the McLaren got McLaren their first podium since Australia 2014. That is absolutely fantastic. What a start for McLaren. Their first podium in 6 years, and have been in a lot of financial trouble. They've made cutbacks, they've had to take out loans. So that podium for them is absolutely massive. Charles Leclerc, with all the drama going on, ended up finishing the Grand Prix second in an absolute shambolic Ferrari car. So definitely luck was on Charles Leclerc's side to get a podium, because if it wasn't for all the DNFs and all the drama, there is no way Leclerc would have been on the podium. As I said, that Ferrari is just absolutely awful. But anyway, what a race. So Verstappen was the first retirement. Then it was Daniel Ricciardo. Lance Stroll retired because he had a problem with his Racing Point engine. Very disappointing race for Racing Point. They were expecting big things, because the way they're performing in pre-season, they were performing just like the Mercedes works team. But unfortunately for them, not a good race weekend. So Lance Stroll out of the race. Quite a lot of retirements, It's absolutely 9 retirements, just absolute madness. Yep. Verstappen, Ricciardo, George Russell, Kimi Raikkonen, Danny Kvyat, Alex Albon. Oh yeah, and the 2 Hasses, Roman Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen failed to finish the race because brake bar wire issue. Danny Kvyat, suspension failure. Kimi Raikkonen, suspension failure. My goodness, George Russell, fuel pressure problem with his Williams. Absolutely disappointing for him because he was having a really good race up until that point. So big disappointment for George Russell. Yep, so absolutely gutting for him. He was doing very well. So, yep, right. Driver ratings. Actually, Bottas, I'm going to give a 9 because I think he handled the situation very well. Because both Mercedes cars were having sensor issues and they were told on team radio to stay off the curbs, both Hamilton and Bottas. So that's why I'm giving Bottas a 9. Charles Leclerc, I'll give a 7. Despite being in a slow Ferrari, he just was minding his own business and just controlling the race very well. So well done to Charles Leclerc. Well deserved podium. Lando Norris in the McLaren. I mean, you have to give him an 8, don't you? For getting McLaren's first podium in 6 years. Absolutely fantastic by McLaren. And they were celebrating like mad. And Lando Norris was absolutely delighted with that. So, really good for Lando Norris. Very happy for him. He has a lot of potential, he does. Yep. Lewis Hamilton, again, 7, because I thought he was challenging Bottas, trying to get in front. And then obviously, that incident he had with Alex Albon meant he had that 5-second time penalty, which I still think it's harsh. Now, it's not me being biased because I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan. I generally think that 5-second penalty was harsh. Sergio Perez also got a 5-second penalty in the racing points. Yep, so Hamilton, that's why he's getting a 7. Yeah, believe you me, this was an absolute crazy race. It really was. Sebastian Vettel, oh my goodness, no wonder why Ferrari are replacing him. Just that mistake he made, trying to overtake Carlos Sainz and just literally crashed into him. Sebastian Vettel has got to be more patient because, Vettel, he's made too many mistakes recently, and that's why Carlos Sainz Jr. is taking Vettel's place at Ferrari, because Vettel is just not the same driver anymore. It's a shame, but the evidence just shows that he's making too many mistakes and Ferrari have replaced him. So Sebastian Vettel for that incident, 3. Shocking bit of driving from Sebastian Vettel. It really was. Poor bit of driving. Alex Albon, I thought he's doing alright in the Red Bull until he had that retirement. So I'm going to give him a 7. He was very, very good. Yep. I mean, as I said, it had everything this race. Is unbelievable. But anyway, team ratings. Mercedes, again, an 8. I thought they did very well. With both cars having trouble, the drivers handled the situation very well. Red Bull Racing, did well in qualifying, but the race, due to their poor reliability problems, I'm still going to give them a respectable 6, because I thought they were doing very well. Yep, McLaren, both Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris, fantastic race for them. So an 8, great strategy, delighted for McLaren. I've always been a McLaren fan, even when Hamilton was driving for them. Yep, great for McLaren. Ferrari, well, Vettel made that mistake, but Leclerc finished in second. I'll give them respectable 6. I mean, that car is just an absolute shambles, but they still got on the podium, you know. They needed a bit of luck, and Leclerc got on the podium. So, yep. Renault. Daniel Ricciardo retired, but I think the other Renault finished the race. So, Renault has seriously got to sort their reliability issues out. 4. I mean, just Renault are having too many reliability issues. Haas, too many suspension failures. 2. No, brake-by-wire issues, sorry. Yep, 2 for Haas, very disappointing. Alfa Romeo, been a disappointing race for them because of Kimi Raikkonen's suspension failure. 3. Yep, not good for Alfa Romeo. AlphaTauri, 5. We're doing okay until Danny Kietz had that suspension failure. Yep. And Williams, I'll give a respectable 5. I thought they were doing okay, you know. George Russell was doing really well until he had that fuel pressure problem. Nicholas Latifi finished the race, so yep, fantastic by him. But that's the driver ratings and the team ratings done. Join me for the next F1 race, which is in Austria again. It's going to be so bizarre now using the same track, but let's hope for another good race again next weekend in Australia. Sorry, not Australia, Austria. But, yep, looking forward to it. Join me for a preview for that. Probably do it on Thursday or Friday. Yep, so stay tuned to that. Let me know who your driver of the day is. My driver of the day, I'm going to give to Valtteri Bottas. Did well in qualifying and handled the situation really well with the sensor issue. So, yep, Bottas is my driver of the day. And Lando Norris, fantastic being on the podium. Great teamwork by McLaren. What a start to the 2020 season. Boy, oh boy, we've waited over 200 days for an F1 race, and we get drama like that. I mean, loads of reliability issues, which F1 cars are usually so reliable. I think it's all of a sudden they had to be put back together, and they've not had much testing, so I think it's you can, it's safe to say, you can understand why they were having teething issues, the teams. But anyway, all added to the excitement of the Grand Prix. Bye-bye.